I think maybe people today just don't interested in that kind of fishing because it's very hard. Uh, the hard thing about this fishing is we just go out during winter time when there is strong wind. January or February, that's winter here,
Yeah.
winter time, and that's the time that's the time we go out and do the kind of fishing.
Yeah.
And very difficult. The difficult thing is we use small canoe and we paddle. We don't use sail. We just paddle with wind, hard wind, and I mean strong wind, and the sun is hot, so it's very difficult for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's better to go out and have some water, food for you, because if you go in the morning, maybe you will come back in the evening.
Yeah.
It's difficult. So maybe that's why these people today kind of ignored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And because of maybe the modern ways come here and influence the people, like they bring boat and so maybe that's why this kind of fisheries die out.
Yeah.
Even men today, those young men,
Yeah.
they don't know they don't know what it is.
Right. They have never seen a kite.
Yeah, they never seen it.
And they have not even been told about it.
Yeah. My experience is very, very hard because that kite, if you're lucky, you can get the kite in the air. And if somehow the kite is not good enough to go up in the air, and imagine the hard wind, you float away and you fix your kite and you try it again and it doesn't work again, then you try another technique. And if it's, useless, you just far and you paddle all the way home without catching any fish.
So there's many different things that is necessary to know about
Yeah.
when you use kite fishing.
Mhm.
You mentioned about first finding the flock of needlefish and how to behave in the canoe. And can you explain me how difficult it actually is? And
The very difficult thing is there's a spot here that we always go and look for that little fish.
yeah,
And if you,
where is that?
huh?
Where is that spot?
Somewhere here, those big rocks
Yeah,
down there, just outside. And there's one, the very tip of the reef down there.
Mhm.
That's one.
yeah,
And there's one inside
Yeah.
the channel.
yeah.
All three channels,
Mhm.
they're inside. So you have to go there and try out. But only thing is, if you spot those little fish, don't go where the fish is, because if you go there and the little fish will move away from that place. So it's good if you just stay out from that. Only your line can go in that group of little fish. But if you float to where they stay, they will scare and go someplace else. And it's very hard for you to look for them. So that's kind of one method of doing that kind of fishing.
Yeah. So maybe that's why it is necessary to use a kite to catch those kinds of fish, because you cannot get close to them in any other way.
Yeah, and that's why we make the kite, the line long, huh? So our canoe will not go and scare them away.
Yeah. So there's several things you need to know about. That is how to paddle the canoe, maneuver the canoe.
Yeah, we don't paddle against the wind. If the wind comes from the east, and you paddle this way, you don't paddle against the wind. You just, because your kite is for this side, so you paddle. How do you call it when the wind comes here and you paddle this way?
Having the wind on yours coming in from the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't go straight up through the wind. You paddle with the wind coming from starboard
or port.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if the wind comes from the east and you paddle this way, your outrigger always go this way against the. I mean, what how do you call it? Your rigger is supposed to go, not to turn, so it will be easy for you to paddle. And if you turn your canoe this way, it's very hard for you to paddle.
Yeah.
So that's why it always go upset. And that's what your staff on the outrigger. So it's well easy for you to take the kite and you just go this way. You don't go against the wind with the kite.
Yeah. Oh yes.
When I was, start to learn how to do that, for me, when I was starting to learn that, I think it's very exciting because, that's the first time I used my own experience with landing the kite and try it in the air. So when I'm lucky, I just very happy to go out and catch the little fish.
Yeah.
Those who are really experienced in making a kite, they just go out and get their kite in the air. But for us who just start to learn, we try it on the beach. We try it on the beach, and if it's good, then we pull our canoe in the water and we go outside. But for those who are experienced, they just go out and do their kite. So you go up, you try, you get your kite in the air, and the front line is the one who control the bottom line. Because if you your kite go up in the air, the one we just make it here, it's gonna fly in the air. So you have to lower down your front line in order for that to just go stay above the water. For that needle to fight it. So the front line is the main important for the kite.
Yeah. How long does the front line have to be?
The front is just the bottom line is the one that maybe around 40 or 20 yards long. So when you put the kite in the air and you select the front line and you check the bottom line, the one that, how do you call the one that
the lure?
Yeah, the lure. You check the lure to make sure that it stay above water, not about this inch from the water.
No.
It just goes up of the
Yeah, on the surface of the water.
right on the surface. Yes.
Yeah. And this lure, that is a magical lure, right?
No hook on it. Just, no hook on it.
And there's no hook on it, no.
Only magic.
Only magic. Yeah. That one is made the traditional way. It is made. That is from some fibers inside the shark's skin.
Yeah.
And it's not any kind of shark that is can be needed for.
Yeah, there is a special kind of those big sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 feet long.
About 5 feet or 6 feet long.
Yeah. What is the color of that shark?
I don't know how to call it in English.
No. But then say it in.
In our language we call it Maulul. Maulul macam nak kau semua? Teringas.
Tenginas.
Teringas.
Yeah.
Sabut. Sabut. Those are the kind of sharks we
Yeah.
get the fiber from.
Yeah.
There's one thing is that when the needle bite the lures,
Yeah.
and the kite, you will see the kite that it will go like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see the bottom line. You will see the needle on top of the water, and you pull down the front line. You pull down until you get the kite, and you put it inside the, how do you call that? The one we have at the small canoe.
No, yeah, the wooden box.
Yeah, the wooden box.
Yeah, yeah.
We put the kite inside the wooden box, and we pull the needle, the line for the needle.
Yeah. Yeah,
But make sure that you, when you go out, you take one small stick for you, because you don't just pull out the lure. You have to make sure that, because the needle has long teeth, yeah? So you have to take that stick to, put to get rid of the teeth.
Yeah.
So you just very careful when you get the lures out,
Okay. Yeah.
because if you just pull it, and the lure will break,
Yeah.
and some or the teeth of the needle was stuck on the lures, and it won't
Release.
it won't release, and it's no good when those teeth are on there.
No, and you can also get the teeth in your fingers.
Yeah. To take the lures out from the teeth,
Yeah.
make sure not to break the teeth
No.
for the needle.
Yeah.
You have to make it very, very careful. Mount, and you take the stick, and you just try to get the lures out from the the teeth.
Yeah. Okay.
There is a funny story. When we still teenagers, me and my brother, we went to that kind of fishing, and he was on his canoe and I was on my canoe, and we go out. We just go out inside the lagoon, and we try our canoe. I was lucky because my kite is good. I just put it up and it's go up. But him, just put it up. It's just maybe about 5 feet from above the water. Just stayed there.
Okay.
Stayed there and like this. Oh, inside the water. He put the kite again. He put the kite again, and he tried his technique, and he put it up again. Sometimes the kite is go up, and I don't know what happened. The kite will go like this, go like this, go
From
like
side
this,
to side.
side to side to side,
Yeah.
and it's go inside the water.
Okay. So he didn't get any needlefish.
You didn't get any, and we just float in town
Yeah.
until the end of the lagoon down there,
Yeah.
and still his kite is not up in the air. So what he did, he just throw his kite into the water and take the paddle. Smash the kite.
Yeah, I understand that because because it can take a long time to
Yeah.
make the kite, right? It's difficult. It really takes time, and if it don't work, then you can get angry.
I think the very exciting thing about this is you made that kite with your hands, eh? You fix it, and you use your technique for that kite. And after, when it's finished, you really want to try it if it's good or not. So you really anxious to go and try because you made it with your hands. So I think maybe that's, to me before it, that's what I think when I start learning, and I really want to go out and try it. It doesn't matter how strong the wind is, but I just make sure that what I do is good and up in the air.
Yeah. When you go and test the kite from the shore, from the beach, then you test it with the backline also.
Yeah.
Because to test it without the backline makes no
The
sense.
kite will not go up.
Right? Okay.
Without the bottom line, the kite will not
Right.
will
Okay.
not go up.
Okay. Is
Because
that-
when you get the kite in the air, you both of your hands go like this. There's one holding the front line and one hand the bottom line, and you release both.
Yeah.
Both line you
Little
release
by
it.
little?
Little by little.
You don't release the bottom line just like that.
No.
You do it both lines.
You do
little
it
by
both
little?
lines, and then you check until the bottom line is. You just hold the lures, then you release the lures, and the lures will go on the water. And when it's straight down, that's where you adjust.
Yeah.
Adjust the lures to go on the water.
Yeah.
Then you start paddling.
No. Then you start paddling
Yeah,
when the kite is
up
in the air. Okay. So you fasten the line for the kite somewhere to the canoe.
On your fingers,
On-
the front line.
On my big toe.
Yeah, big toe.
That is how to fasten
The front line.
The front line. You
Uh.
fasten it to your big toe on your feet,
Yeah,
and then you just paddle while the kite is up.
kite is up
Yeah.
in the air.
No, okay, yeah. Yeah. So you just don't anchor the canoe and sit down,
No.
waiting and controlling.
Because that's when you paddle, that's where you're gonna look for the needle. Huh?
Yeah.
You go this way, and if it doesn't hit your lures, then you turn and you go. You go.
So at the
that way.
same time, you have to control the kite, the paddle, the canoe, and keep a good eye on
Yeah.
the needlefish.
Yeah.
Don't scare it away.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of things to control at the same time.
Yeah.
So that is what a part of what it makes it all very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the most difficult thing is you do it when there is a wind, and you paddle under the sun without shade, because before we don't have a shade.
No. So it's very hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing is it's our way of one way of catching fish. Yeah? So we'll make sure that it won't die out. We have to keep in mind that this is the one way of catching our resources, and we have to learn. We don't just because we are in the modern way. We just let it go. We have to make sure that we learn our way of life.